Hello and welcome to English with Tom, or English pronunciation with me, Tom. Today we are focusing on how to say or how to pronounce ed endings in English. There are three ways you can see here: id, or with a t sound, or d sound. And yeah, there are some little tricks, different ways that which we can learn how to recognize and also how to say these different ed endings. So is this a common thing? Well, yes, we use ed endings in lots of different situations in English. Can you think of any examples when you might use an ed ending? Well, we use ed endings for past verbs. So, for example, save in the past is ed, saved. Adjectives, so amazed, interested, or past participles, so have plus pp. I have lived in blah, blah, blah. So the super common words, really high frequency. So it's good to focus on how to pronounce the different ed endings. So have a look here. Here are some examples: wanted, needed, stopped, talked, moved, played. So in each of those three groups, the ed ending is a different sound. To try and say it, try and notice what the ed sound is. Wanted, stopped, moved. Okay. Let's have a look at the first one, id. So this is actually ed with id adds a whole new syllable. For example, want, one syllable, wanted, two syllables, need, needed. So it's adding a whole extra syllable to the word. What is the last sound before the ed? Want, need. So it's the t sound and the d sound. So if the final sound before ed is t or d, then ed is pronounced id. Wanted, needed. Can you think of any more examples? Okay. Let's check out the next one. So the t, t, t sound. For example, stopped, stopped, talked, talked. So what's the final sound before ed here? Stop, talk. Just hold your neck. What do you notice about those sounds? Stop, talk. There's no vibration. They're not voiced. They are unvoiced. So if the final sound before ed is unvoiced, then ed is pronounced as a t sound, which is also unvoiced. So unvoiced plus unvoiced t. Stopped, talked, stopped, talked. Okay. Next, d, or the d sound. For example, two examples here: moved, played. So let's think about the same question. What's the final sound before ed? Move. Hold your neck again. Move. It's voiced. You can feel the vibrations. Moved. play a. Okay, that's a vowel sound, but voiced vowel sound, a. Play a, played. So if it's a voiced sound, then we add d, which is also voiced. So unvoiced plus unvoiced, voiced plus voiced d. So yeah, I think it's important to know the differences. Of course, in conversation, you can't be talking to someone and say, "Oh, I have lived." Oh, excuse me, 1 second. Lived. No, that's kind of it's kind of crazy. But as we said in other videos, pronunciation is a listening skill as well as a speaking skill. So it's important to know that when you're listening to other people, ed could be id or d. And then after practice, the speaking becomes better. So let's do some practice. Have a look. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 words here. If you add ed, does it belong in the id column, the t column, or the d column? For example, let's do the first one together. Follow, follow. So d, followed. Okay, pause the video, take your time, try to say the word, think about that last sound before ed, then match it to the correct column. Okay, let's check the answers. If you need more time, pause the video. If not, let's check. So id, lasted, visited, added, danced, washed, looked, watched, worked, followed, listened, closed, tried, used. And try not to really pronounce the d. Some students, when they learn this, after they're saying followed, you don't have to emphasize the d or the t. Just try and let it naturally come out. And be careful with the k sound. Often I hear students saying worked, but it's not worked. Remember, id is only for after a t or d. Practice 2. This one's a speaking practice. I have here a quick, short paragraph with some different examples of the ed ending. Pause the video, try to read the sentences, try and do it at a natural speed if you can, and use id, d, or t. Okay, I will read out how I say it. If you want more time to practice, pause the video. Okay. I wanted to grab a drink from the shop, but the shop was closed. I managed to find a drinks machine, but when I looked, it was broken. So I walked to another shop and ended up buying coffee. Did you hear the different types of ed endings? Wanted, closed, managed, looked, walked, ended. There you go. Okay, that's it for today. Yes, how to pronounce ed endings. Super common words, so it's really important to sort of get it right and to be able to hear the differences. Please share the video with your classmates or your friends studying English. Like it, follow the channel, leave a comment. If there's something you want to practice, tell me in the comments and I will try to make a video for that. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching English with Tom, and see you next time. Bye-bye.